you're welcome to join us if you like. Word of prayer. Father, we thank you for allowing us to gather here this afternoon. Thank you for our community, the place that we call home. We do ask God that you would bless our community as you see fit. Pray for those that are suffering great trials. Pray for those that are suffering sicknesses. We pray for those that are in harm's way today. We pray, God, that you will give us wisdom and knowledge as we conduct the business of our county. Help us, God, make decisions that would best reflect the interest and, of our citizens and our community. Now, Lord, just be with us, help us, and forgive us. In Jesus' name, amen. We will remain standing for a pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon for the November monthly fiscal court meeting of the Jackson County Fiscal Court. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and have Mr. Doug Moore read the minutes of our previous meeting.
Okay, Shane, call the meeting to order. Minutes from September 12, 24 were read and approved. Motion by Vaughn, second by Baker. Shane presented an election equipment camera quote. By the way, that's it right up there, and all of it are on film, so be careful before you scratch yourself. Okay, and it was Vaughn and Baker approved. That was a state law. We had no choice.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like we ain't got a bill. Shane requested approval to pay election workers for the general election November 5th. Motion by Vaughn, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard presented an estimate for the courthouse break room. The estimate provided by Water Construction, $26,964, was tabled until another quote was sought. Shane discussed an increase in employee health insurance contribution to $1,100 per claim. Motion by Vaughn, second by Baker. Shane Gabbard presented the cost for installing a time clock for employees. It will be $2,800 for the installation and $1,000 a month for maintenance. Motion by Vaughn to approve, second by Baker. Shane presented the treasurer's bills and transfers. Motion by Vaughn, approved by Baker. Motion to adjourn by Baker and Vaughn. Set the next meeting November 14th. 1 o'clock. That be today.
All right. Thank you, Doug. Your motion to accept the minutes is read.
Motion. Second.
All right. We got some visitors with us today. We got Miss Ruth Sizemore from Project Restart, Steve Morris from Cumming Valley Ad, and Miss Sandy. Sandy, I don't remember my name. At the time, I'm sorry. She's from Dayton Moon Community Action Agency. Thank you all. I didn't know you'd be here, Sandy, or I'd put you on the agenda.
No, that's okay.
She's just here observing today, so we're always glad to have our community members and programs out here. Ruthie is brought a proposal for us, and I have it down here on item G, and there's a breakdown of it in your packets that I give you on the Project Restart proposed project for the use of opioid abatement funds. We passed a resolution, it's been about 2-3 years ago now, to receive opioid abatement funds. We have since learned that those funds are very restricted. And me and Ruthie have got together and discussed several things about these funds. And she talked to a lady in Frankfurt that sent us the criteria on what the funds could be used for and what they could not. So Project Restart is a reentry program for the incarcerated population. It's providing employment referrals as well as housing referrals and other wraparound services. The program was created in 2022 by the Jackson County Community Foundation with the initial startup from funds from the late Dr. Philip Curry. Dr. Curry was a wonderful man. And he had collaboration with the detention center Grace Covenant Ministries and Foundation for Appalachian, Kentucky. And in '24, the Project Restart expanded the scope of their services, and they hired a resource coordinator, Ms. Sheila Parrott, as well as including additional partnerships with us and numerous local churches and nonprofit agencies. And I believe that program is going very well, and from the reports that I've heard from that. Opioid abatement funds were granted to us in the county, and are to be used for specific strategies that focus on individuals with opioid use disorders, which is OUDs, and SUDs, which is substance abuse use disorders. Almost all of our recipients of services through Project Restart have OUD or SUD problems and will qualify for additional proposed services using the opioid abatement funds. Now, Ruthie, if you want to, I'm gonna let you, if you would like to, I'll let you address the court if you want to kind of give an idea of what we're looking at. You know, we inherited the Jackson County Regional Food Center, which is the kitchen next to next to the farmer's market. We have equipment in there that's industrial cooking equipment. That was built several years ago through a grant with Extension Service and run for several years, but it's been sitting empty now for several years. Ruthie came and met with me with an idea for the use of this kitchen and equipment. And Ruthie, if you want to, you let the court know sort of what you got on your mind.
Thank you. Just a little background about Project Restart. We started in 2022, and it was a vision of Dr. Phil Curd. And if anyone knows Dr. Curd, he was the founder of the little White House in Jackson County, White House Clinic. He had an investment with the Foundation for Appalachian, Kentucky, and part of it was to go towards to serve the most vulnerable. We've met with Dr. Curd, and we have a committee through the Jackson County Community Foundation. And Dr. Curd's vision and mission was to serve the most vulnerable population. And he had a focus on the incarcerated population. And one of his questions was always, why would they go back to jail? It was a high rate of recidivism, high rate. So he wanted to try to tackle that problem in Jackson County, and it's a national problem. So we created Project Restart, and what that is a re-entry program that we work with the inmates, and as they get out of jail, we help them find transportation, housing, employment, and what's called wraparound services. So we started small in 2022. It just totally exploded in 2024 with services, and we hired Sheila Parrott as the resource coordinator. She was already in the jail ministry at the jail, so we hired her to work with both the female inmates as well as the male inmates. And what she also provides is those same referral services. This also, we are in the process of, we applied for another grant through the Foundation for Appalachian, Kentucky, through the Sycamore Fund for $20,000 for wraparound services. So these funds will be in existence for a while, and it will sustain the grant. The proposal came, the idea came when Sheila Parrott, who used to run her own commercial kitchen pie shop in London. She has that background. She said, what about using the building, the now defunct Regional Food Kitchen, and get that back open and provide second chance employment for some of our incarcerated population as they get out. So we proposed that to Shane. We met with Shane. We went and visited the commercial kitchen, and we came up with some ideas. And so that's what we are requesting. The opioid use funds have specific restrictions, and it's listed in this 14-page document that Shane has, Mr. Devin has, and you can all, if you would like to receive a copy. It's allowable expenses through the abatement money, the opioid abatement funds. Our county has the funds, like Shane said earlier. They're very restricted to what the money can be used for. A lot of it is for re-entry services, housing, employment, transportation for participants that have either a substance use disorder or opioid disorder. Most of our clients from the jail, and Brian can speak on behalf of that, most of them, probably 75%, have one of those, either substance use disorder or opioid use disorder. So this ties right in. We listed a few of the areas that we felt that we could tie into the abatement funds. And actually, Sheila would be working over there, take a small caseload, maybe 2 or 3, that actually do second chance employment over at the food kitchen, and then she would supervise them, and then also provide wraparound services for them. So,
Thank you, Ruth.
any other questions about that?
The thing about this that I like is we have all this equipment in there that's just sitting there idle. This would give a chance for some of these that, and here's the thing about it. They're going through a screening process before they ever come into that place. They're not just gonna take anybody that says, hey, I'd like to learn how to make a pie, or I'd like to learn how to can. They've got to go through a screening process and make sure that they fit the requirement for the money to be used to train them, and then to help them get on their feet. So, Sheila probably has about as much experience in food handling as anybody I know. She's done it professionally for a long time. And then she has a drive about her to make them want to help them want to succeed, I guess you could say. And Brian is familiar with how these girls have been working, how good they've done with them. The opioid abatement monies we have are around $126,000. Last bank statement that I looked at last week was $126,000. We are hoping that, well, me and Ricky had a conference call with the opioid abatement. What's that lady's name?
Jessica Callahan.
Yeah, she's one of them in Frankfurt that you called to ask about the use of these funds. And we had a call with her, and she sent us the list, and they loved the idea. This was one thing that could be tied directly to opioid use, and this was one of the ideas of what they wanted for it to be used for, was to get people into society without relying upon opioids and having a meaning in their life. So the farmer's market is right there at it. They could, some of the things that they make, they could sell at the farmer's market, and that'll introduce them to how business works and entrepreneurship. And then as well, there's I feel like, and I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet, but I feel like our agriculture commissioner will love this idea. And I feel like that he would probably get involved in it. I don't know if they have any money to help, but I feel like if they do, he would definitely be on board with helping us. So what me and Ruthie have talked about is allowing them to man this facility to get this equipment going, and allowing them to use the opioid abatement money for the expenditures in that. By doing so, they would give us a monthly report of this is how much money that we have spent, and this is how the process is going. And it'd be sort of, I guess, like a trial and error type situation. There is a few things that we're going to have to do in the building. Not much. There's a plumbing issue, and then there's a heat and air issue that could be no more than a thermostat. But everything else there is pretty much ready to roll. But what the proposal is Project Restart would like to ask Fiscal Court's permission to use the regional kitchen for this program, and to use opioid abatement money to help get this program started. We have found nothing yet besides this that opioid money can be used for. Ross can tell you it's very restricted from what he knows about it as well. And like I say, we have talked to the opioid abatement committee in Frankfurt. They like the idea. So y'all got any questions?
What's it gonna be used for? Just, The whole 126,000, or what are you asking for exactly?
No, so that's part of the process that we haven't officially, when we spoke to the state contact, they said that fiscal courts are not actually, they oversee the funds, but they usually send grants to either local nonprofits, so the money isn't always just spent through the fiscal court, they pass it through to other nonprofits or agencies that work with this population. So that's the part we have not totally created a plan for yet. This is just getting approval to move forward with this. So we wouldn't actually start to spend money until we had a business plan and submitted to the state. So
Basically what Ruth is asking today is, this proposal is, will the fiscal court be willing to let them, if they submit a business plan to the state and the state likes it, they can bring that business plan back to us and they can go with it. But they have to have our approval first because they'd be using our property. Does that make sense?
Yeah, how much do you think it costs to fix that building? Didn't it flood pretty bad?
No, it didn't, no. No, there was a couple water line breaks, but that building floor is concrete. So, and it's a steel building. And, that was cleaned up pretty quick. Brian's been in that building quite a bit. It's in really good shape.
It is.
I don't think that there's much wrong at all. It could even be a capacitor on the heat system. It could be as little as that. And it could be a compressor. We don't know until we have somebody to look at it. But we believe that these funds could even, if we're going to use that and they approve that proposal in Frankfurt, then we can actually use these funds to get that building to par for them to move in. Does that make sense? So, they just need approval from us to go.
To move forward. So,
Move forward, yeah.
You don't have a real dollar amount or
No.
nothing.
Yeah.
And we would present that at the next meeting.
Motion.
All right, thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
All right, let's see, we'll move on. Steve, you hanging around with us, or do you need me to get through these resolutions?
I have to be in Manchester at 3, but I'm good. It's a road.
You sure? Yeah. Okay, all right.
15 after that.
It takes about 10 minutes.
All right, judges report. Let's see, last few weeks have been really focusing on our finances within the council and fiscal court. New finance officer, Caleb Spence. Caleb's sitting right there, working well and in the process of training while working to get everything caught up. We use a software company called Fiscal to keep up with checks and balances. And this software company is highly popular amongst fiscal courts in the state of Kentucky. They provide support while training and gaining better understanding of financial operations of county government. Caleb is working alongside myself and the treasurer to get quarterly reports up to date for the fiscal year in order to get a good picture of what condition they're budgeted in, seeing we're almost halfway through the fiscal year. The fiscal court has 10 accounts, general fund having the most transactions within it. Each fund generates a bank statement that we use to match canceled checks and deposits within the associated account. And our goal is to have a financial statement ready by the next meeting that reflects the amount and percentage available in each fund to get the picture we need of the condition of our county budget. I don't see any gray hair on him yet, so he's hanging in there, all right? We about killed Shay with pneumonia this week, but she's hanging in there as well. But doing well. Hopefully we'll have more of a better picture by next meeting. Allen Company has completed all the paving we've requested on county roads for the year. We'll start submitting claims to the court for payment today. And of the 13 roads we were financially able to do some paving on, we will receive reimbursement for the majority of the price for 5 of them. We would not have been able to do the amount of paving we did if it were not for these reimbursements. We utilize every program we know of to help with paving costs. We have several other roads that we'd love to direct attention to, but we'll have to wait until more funds become available before we can do so. We have a resolution on the agenda today to apply for ARC grant to help with water project funding. Even though we do not have authority over the Water Association, we do work with them as a pass-through agency for funding on water projects in the county. JCWA provides the water service for our citizens that we represent. We're glad to work in conjunction with them to provide more and better water service for Jackson County. So that's my report for today. We'll go ahead in our district report. Dan, do you have a report today?
Hit the running pretty good.
Yeah. I believe they got the tile changed out on Moore Fork yesterday. And then we're looking at maybe putting a little concrete down on the end of it. I believe it kind of helps stabilize it a little more. I will say, our thoughts and prayers have been with y'all. Danny was with Philip and a good friend, Philip Bateman, and I know how close they were. I know the family still desires prayers. Philip was a good one, and we're gonna miss him around. We've been thinking of y'all. Dale, you got a report today?
I think you're doing okay. Getting ready for winter.
Shh.
No,
You heard what he said, did you?
I heard that.
usually we're already ready for winter by now. It's
Yeah.
warm when you kind of put it on the back shelf, so I'll next day.
So the shelf's about to fall over according to the weather.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what
I
it
was just
said.
trying to get people to show.
Really bad. Hard up.
Garden, you got it?
I was just trying to start doing some ditching.
Yeah.
Get broke on some, but they,
Yeah.
get it lined up and make it so they can try to get wet and ready for the snow.
We did, I haven't got I was just looking at an email right there. I was hoping I'd get that email before court today, but we did get an estimate on the bridge replacement down on the bean pole. The state's got a little bridge money, so we're gonna go after that. That bean pole bridge get pretty bad shape. So I'll let you know as soon as it comes in. We'll hopefully have that ready next meeting. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you. All right, the sheriff, unfortunately, he texted me right when he's coming in meeting, and there's an accident outside of town here, car accident, and he's had to run to that. So I know that they are busy with several different things. Now, his department's working well. They made a pretty good, they made 2 or 3 pretty good drug bust here lately, so they're working well. Appreciate the sheriff. Brian, you got a jail report today?
Yeah, I want to speak on the restart program just a little bit. I'm really excited about that. And for instance, like this morning, we had a female get out of jail. Been there over a year, and Sheila had helped her get a voucher with the attic down there to get some clothes. And we don't really think this way, but you know, some of these people come in the summer, they get out in the winter. Some of them come in, they don't have shoes on their feet. Some of them come in without shirts. We had all kinds of males that come in with no shirt, and you know, if they get held 4 to 6 months, they're leaving in the wintertime. And this restart program is exciting for us, and especially for the inmates. And I tell people when they ask me about it, I don't like to leave the house without anything. You know, maybe leaving my phone or my wallet. Imagine leaving your house with nothing. And we may say, well, it's their fault or whatever, but if we want them to restart and we want them to accomplish things and do better in life, we have to give them something to start with. And the ladies, Ruthie, Sheila, and all the girls that she brings, I mean, you spoke of it a minute ago, they have passion about everything. Doesn't matter how big or little it seems to us, they have great passion and love for these people. So they'll do really well with it, and it'll help tremendously those inmates. Also, something we don't think about, we had someone come from Kentucky River Foothills, a speaker. that can offer these inmates some insurance when they get, on release, to help them with that. Our GED program, Lanny Carey, Debbie Estridge, and those that work with them are amazing. They don't ever give up. They don't just pick certain ones. Anybody that wants their GED, they accept them in there. If they take that pretest and they don't do any good, they don't give up on them. They come back, work with them. And in the month of October, we had 2 get their GEDs. For the year of 2024 so far, we've had 6 get their GEDs, which is a wonderful accomplishment. I was thinking before I spoke, I'm just glad I limped through school, because I'm not sure I could get my GED after listening to Lanny talk in there a few minutes, but they do a phenomenal job, and they're dedicated to it. So, and you wouldn't believe how proud these ladies and men are when they get that GED. The financial side of it is about the same. Totals brought in somewhere around $88,000. Our classes do well. They brought in $9,000 last month. Still having a little bit of hard time getting state inmates. Every jails wants them kind of hard to get at the moment. A lot of them's going to rehab, halfway houses. But we do have that contract with Madison County. They pay us the same as the state pays us. I believe it's $35 a day.
Yep.
And currently, we're holding 14
Yeah.
Madison County inmates. So,
Yeah.
every little bit helps. Work with these guys. They work almost every day, well, Monday through Friday. Sometimes they do on the weekends if something's needed. And I know they are a big help to the community. And it makes them feel good. If they dig a grave or whatever it is, cut wood, it does make them feel good. It also, I think I've said this before, we get people in there that's never started a weed eater before. They never rode a lawnmower before. And they learn how to do those things. Some of them in there are great mechanics. Others learn from that. So we've had some success. She talked, a lot of them are repeat offenders, come in and out. A lot of them get out and don't come back. Not a lot of them, a few of them do. But for everyone you take off the road like that, or out of our community that changes their life, and if you want me to prove it, I can invite those people to the next meeting, let them speak, because they are some out there. They are some out there that change their life, get back to their family, get back to their children, and they are a few success stories. And with this restart program, I'm looking for a whole lot more. And I know I've been a little long-winded. I'll take Daniel's minutes today if he won't care. I'll take some of his talk today. So many people in this community embrace those guys and girls. We got a female crew that works outside that pick up a lot of trash, and they are really shown a lot of love in different ways outside here. Pat on the back, appreciation. Ruthie just head over heels, man. She does a great job with them. And when they go to help them, I told them at another board meeting, they never complain when they go to Ruthie. Ruthie feeds them, takes care of them. So, but they appreciate that. They don't get a chance to tell everybody, but they do. They mess up sometimes, but I doubt I know anybody in this room that does not mess up.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just need a little helping hand, and they're there. Well, we got one back there that don't mess up, but a helping hand.
Yeah.
They're more than just inmates, they're human beings.
Yeah.
I better go.
They did a good job helping me getting the election stuff in and out, I'll say that.
Yeah,
And you tell them about the coats I took?
Yeah, Duck donated also on that. He donated, how many were they, 6 or more?
At least.
Winter coats, they were brand new. He asked me, I don't know if you can use them. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you guys, when they come in there and when they leave, they have what we call, I know you probably don't figure this either, they have a property bag. And Robbie's been there. That's all they have is a property bag. They don't have a property building. It's one little bag of goodies they have. So, and a lot of them people just don't have a lot of stuff. And a coat on a good cold morning goes a long, long, long way. And they were excited about receiving them. Thank Doug for doing that for them. Somebody better talk.
Thank you.
Really.
All right, doing good things. Next resolution, 1114-2024. This is the ARC grant, for the Jackson County Water Association, and, this resolution will, be for the amount of up to $91,500 in grant program funds from the Cabinet for Economic Development. And, this is, like I said a while ago, we worked with the water company on this. And this is for water meter replacement project that they are sending in an application first. He's got the paperwork back there. They're sending an application trying to get some ARC grant to replace these meters. And this, if I ain't mistaken, Steve, this is for the match, right? Is this?
Yeah, they applied for 1,500 water meters that can be remotely read,
Yeah,
because they need to replace a bunch of them, so they just went ahead and applied for all of it. So the total grant was for $457,500. And with ARC, it's an 80-20 match, so
yeah,
you guys will be responsible for the 20%. But House Bill 723 would supply the matching funds
Yeah.
if you're awarded it.
yeah,
So you wouldn't be out anything, well, you'd be out 2%, they require 2%. The cabinet requires 2% from the
Right.
county.
So we got, the Water Association, as I said, we're a pass-through agency for them, so, that's the reason we're going through this resolution to help them get that grant to replace those meters. Anybody got any questions on that? Need a motion to sign that resolution.
Motion. Second.
Okay, thank you.
Get that free money.
Next is a resolution 1114-2024-2, and this one is for the wastewater system over in the industrial park. This is one that we're helping the industrial authority with, the wastewater treatment plant. That grant, this will be for matching funds of $139,140. What's the total amount of that project, Steve? You know?
Well, I guess if everybody knows, they've applied for KDPI funds to build a new spec building on the pad where Mid-South used to be.
Yeah.
So, with the speculation of a good prospect of getting a tenant in there, plus there's a couple of other spaces inside the industrial park that they have some people looking at.
Yeah.
With that increase of potential businesses coming there and the extra amount of waste sewage that it would be going into the old plant, they can't take care of that. So they needed a whole new plant. Whole new plant is going to cost $695,700. Again, it's ARC grant, so it's 80-20 match. So the match on that's $139.
And that, with this is to apply for the House Bill 743 to get the matching funds.
And there's a real good chance that you get those funds for House Bill 723 funds when it is producing jobs. This one would be really, really great shot at it because the Cabinet of Economic Development for the state of Kentucky, Team Kentucky, they're really sold out on trying to get job growth. And
Yeah.
so this one stands an excellent chance.
All right. Your motion on that? Okay, thank you. Next is our Welcome Center project update and pay request. I'd asked Judd Hubbard to attend the meeting today from Nesbitt Architecture, and Judd is actually out of town at a meeting, but he sent me a email report. I gave you a copy of the pay request in there. I'll give you a rundown of what has been done on the building so far. The exterior work on the building appears to be complete, short of a few punch list items. There was repairs to the exterior side that's been completed in the exterior of the building. The damaged rotten siding was replaced with new custom milled western cedar siding. The entire building has received 2 coats of paint, and the repairs to the metalwork on the floor has been completed. The screened-in back porch has been completed along with the installation of the transaction window, and all the exterior porch posts have been replaced. On the inside, the painting in all the rooms of the lower levels, the walls and the ceilings have been completed. The new interior LED light fixtures have been installed. The LED disc lighting are hooked up and working. The LED track display lights are mounted, but the low voltage transformers need to be installed for them to be operational. Some electric connections need to be buttoned up. The electrician is waiting on final inspection. And the casework for the kitchen area is being manufactured by a local cabinet maker, and expected delivery is next week. The display casework has been ordered for several months, and contractors is anticipating delivery within a week. Once the casework is installed and the displays are delivered and installed, the judge said he would walk the building and create a list, project, and start preparing the project closeout list. And he has sent me pictures here, and I'll pass this around, but you guys look through, just scroll up, and you'll see the pictures from the inside of the building on some of the things that they've been doing inside of the welcome center. So these two pay requests in there today will get everything up to date on that. As soon as I get the canceled checks in, I send them back. I send them to USDA. I talked to Cheryl this morning, and they send us the 100% back. So every bit of the money that we pay out for this welcome center project, we end up getting turned right back over to us after that. I'm sorry, that's the biggest. I can get the pictures blow up on that tablet. If y'all want. He took some pictures since he couldn't be here and sent them to me by email. But this will get everything paid up and today. We're nearing completion on that project. Should be done maybe next month. And then I can send everything in. We'll get reimbursed back on that. That project will be done. The concept of that is not only just to run as a welcome center, but also as a type of general store. So we come in, the county, we stop in there. That's what that transaction window is. It's in the corner there. It's you know, after there's local artisans that will sell some of their things there. They'll have brochures there, different things you see in the county. It's a really good concept. They'll have maps there that help you get to distinct or certain areas in the county that you may want to visit for tourism, history of Jackson County, history of the Welcome Center. It's a really nice project. You know, I think the big thing is where some of the outside was they're trying to restore it to make it look more like its original state, and that was the purpose of that cedar mill siding. It's got a rough look to it, and I guess they want to have the rustic look to it. So anyway, y'all got any questions on that? If not, take a motion to get them up to date so we can get our reimbursements on the way.
Motion.
Yeah, let's go look at, I think, I got a second for you. I just figured he'd be here, explain to us what he's doing.
Yeah, he's in that KCO conference. Yeah, he said he apologized, he couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I'll have him here the next meeting. No, maybe we can meet him before the next meeting and do a walkthrough. That'd be good, yeah. All right, thank you, guys. Item I is our Focus yearly contribution. In your packet, I put a rundown of Focus. Focus was created as another economic development strategy for our area. That acronym means 5 regional counties united for success. Jackson, Clay, Leslie, Owsley, and Lee County. We all 5 participate in this. And the Southeast Kentucky Economic Development Corporation, they helped us receive a ARC grant with assistance in order to hire a director. And Tal Jones is that director. There's a board of directors that hired him. We have 2 representatives on that board of directors. Each county does. And SCED has provided his office. Jackson Energy has actually provided the location for his office, as he's been working as Economic Development Director for Focus. Focus is not just Jackson County, but it's a regional approach that maybe would try to go after large employers to not just help our county, but our surrounding counties as well. I mean, if you get, like what we were talking, what Steve was talking about with the spec building, if you have a large employer come in there and say they can offer 200 jobs, that's not just going to help us, that's going to help Clay County, that's going to help Lee County, that's going to help Owsley County, because you've got Highway 30 through there now, that is made travel a lot easier than what it's ever been. So, but anyway, he was hired on as the executive director. He's done a good job with it. Steve's been in some meetings with him. I've been in several meetings with him. They have been able to secure some grants for tourism. They was a big part of the PDI grant last year, which was an $85,000 grant that was used to get the condition of that concrete slab at Mid-South. They provided $8,000 in funding for engineer services for a $2 million grant and a 50,000 square feet spec building. That's what they're getting all their stuff together to apply for that. They've worked on every ARC grant or in conjunction with Cummins Valley Ad on those grants on every year. And then also they've provide funding opportunities for our water and sewer districts, nonprofits, small business training sessions. They have found $90,000 to finance for local businesses. They support our industrial development authority and our industrial park, or industrial parks. They're marketing our buildings, our industrial sites. They're monitoring our infrastructure. And Focus is really, when I sat down with them and we had this idea probably 8 years ago, 9 years ago now, to try to get this together. We've met for several years before we put a name on it and made it into what it is. And every county's been kind of excited about it because, you know, Jackson County's a small county. Clay, Leslie, Owsley, Lee, we're all smaller counties, and we have to have the support of one another to help in our industrial and our economic development efforts. When we first started that, we all had agreed that when they got the grant that we would give yearly support to that authority, the Focus, the Focus Corporation. And $7,500 sounds like a lot of money, but we can take it out of our what's it called? We get out of our mineral severance. LGEA, Local Government Economic Assistance, and it fits into the category. That's one of the things you can do is economic development with it. I attend a lot of their meetings. We've had several of our state elected officials in these meetings, and I feel like it's, you know, it's like anything else. It takes a while for it to get you don't snap your fingers and big things happen overnight. It takes time. And I feel like Focus is really doing a good job. So I've got no problems with giving them. And the reason I printed this off for you guys today, so I want you to see for yourself some of the things that they have been able to done and do in the last 3 years that they've been officially focused, or 4 years now. So, but it's time for our yearly contribution. We always get it around the end of the year, and it's $7,500, and I just wanted to give a report, tell you what's going on, and ask for the court's permission to go ahead and do that out of LGEA.
Yeah, that's fine. Motion.
Second.
Thank you, Jimmy. All right, next we have, and I've got a copy, I think I gave y'all a copy of it, the fiscal court portion of the county tax bill expense. And so that is under KRS 133.240. That tells what we have to pay towards the tax bills. So our part for the property tax bills this year is $1,166.70. And then our part for the motor vehicle and boat bills that went out is $2,692.80. So, you know, that's not terrible seeing how that we'll turn around and we get our property taxes back and then we get our boat taxes, vehicle taxes back. That helps subsidize that.
I don't know why we have to pay out of the clerk's office, but that's the law.
Yeah,
That's why we have to pay for them now.
We shouldn't even have to pay
That's
us.
what I mean.
The law
I
on
don't understand that.
the law on it is KRS 133.240.
I got it right
Motion.
here,
All right.
but that just don't make no sense to me.
Thank you.
But
All
I
right.
don't make the laws, I just go by them.
That was everything. Everything. Yeah. Next is appoint Micah Ayers and Sharon Witt, the County Extension District Board for a 2-year term. They make recommendations and we make appointments to that county.
Motion.
Second.
All right. Next is discuss the creation of County 911 Advisory Board. I think me and Ross had a discussion about this last year. And we don't know any other way, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ross. We've got the right to create a advisory board since it's not a taxing district, right?
That's my recollection,
Yeah.
but again, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. But what we were thinking to help our dispatch, especially in seeking employees and training assistants, and then also better the operations, is if we could create a 911 board. Caleb was a dispatcher, he can tell you how high intensity that job gets. It's not for the faint of heart. You're gonna get screamed at a lot when you're a dispatcher. Some of it out of fright, some of it out of fear, some of it out of frustration. That's just the way it is. But what I was thinking, and I'll take any recommendations on this, I think you need a sheriff, I think you need your city police chief, I think you need EMS, I think you need emergency management, I think you need representation from either one of all of your volunteer fire departments, maybe at least one person, maybe the chief from the fire departments upon that, and then representation from the fiscal court, either myself or one of you guys, or we can appoint somebody, and also from the city of Key. We do all the dispatching for the city of Key, and what do y'all think about it? I think it may help us to find more candidates for that position and then give some structure, if you will, to how things are operating within 911. But if you want to, I can bring you a list of those that we could appoint. I don't have a list, I just want to see if you all thought it was a good idea. If you do, then I can have the list for the next court meeting.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, I'll get a list for the next court meeting. We don't have to, I don't guess we have to have a motion until we actually have the list.
Then let Ross do his part of it,
Yeah.
see what's,
So I done motion.
they give us some time. You never got a motion, you don't need it, so.
In other words, mark your name out.
All right, bills and transfers. Y'all got any questions on those? Let's need a motion that we have presented the bills. We have seen them. Got a motion?
Second.
Thank you. Any other comments or announcements?
The Fair Board's
got a couple of events coming up. December 5th will be our Christmas at the Square, right here in the Christmas parade. And then the morning of December 7th is Breakfast with Santa.
Okay,
And we appreciate Santa and Mrs. Claus coming in because it's a busy time of the year.
yeah.
So we appreciate that.
So December 5th, Thursday night.
Is
we'll
Christmas
be here
at the
on
Square.
And December 7th at the extension service.
Yes, Breakfast with Santa. And
Breakfast with Santa.
those tickets are $5.
Okay,
And all the proceeds go to the local food banks. It goes to PRTC and they'll match it.
and it's a great thing. The kids love it. Kids
Then-
love it.
Then also PRTC, the PRTC Classic Basketball Showcase is coming up December 6th and 7th.
Okay,
So the evening of the 6th and then starting at 1 o'clock on the 7th, all day at the high school. So if you can't make it in person, they'll all be live streamed on PRTC TV.
live stream.
So.
All right. Need a motion to adjourn?
Thank y'all for coming. Thank you for what you
Yeah,
do.
thanks everyone.
Thank you, Steve. Motion.
All right, we'll meet again next month, the 12th, at 1 o'clock.